repaired all the tins that were broken in the kitchen.
Those days, the washing machines, four of them were driven by a steam engine. Will, who was the foreman before I was, he was very proud of this machine. He used to keep it quite shiny, you know. But it had a flywheel on it about 7 feet high. But at night you had to stop it with the piston at the top to get it over the next morning. If you didn't, you had to stand on the wheel and turn it round. And it used to drive a shaft the whole length of the laundry.
The work area was just a basement, an area that we used to actually have to lead to the actual stock that we took into what they call the main stores area was a subway. And in them days we had trolleys with, well, loads of actual stock on the trolley, and we used to have to just push these trolleys physically. There was no electric trolleys or anything like that for many years. And then we actually came to an area where the lift was, and this lift was powered by water. And if things went well that particular day, the lift could take 10 minutes, quarter of an hour to actually go up about 12 or 15 foot into what, as I say, is called the main stores. So we used to have to put the truck on the lift, then walk and go right round the corridors to meet the actual trolley at the top of the area where we actually dispatched the stock round the hospital itself, and as I say, around the other satellite hospitals.
How many patients would be in the wards and so on?
Well, you'd have approximately 8 to 10 on a ward of about 60 to 70 patients. But they were working in shifts, you see. The first shift started at 6 in the morning until 4, and then the other shift started at 9:30 until 8 o'clock at night, with 1 day off a week.
What the patients used to do is when they stripped off to go to bed, and helped, assisted by the staff, but what they did, they took their jackets off, opened the jacket out, the vest, underclothing went in the middle, the trousers were rolled up and pulled. Then the sleeves were then brought across the jackets and tied into a knot. And the whole bundle was then put under the bed, ready for the next morning. And on bath days of the change of clothing, what you did, you undid the parcel, they went in for a bath, you took the underclothing out, put fresh underclothing ready, and set up a new parcel. Very primitive, and it was only when the beds were reduced that we were able to find somewhere decent to stock their clothing in.
There was baths just the other side of the laundry, because I used to take the patients down there, the patients that worked in the laundry, to be bathed, leave them there, and then go back and fetch them. There was about 12 baths in there, and the patients would be, there used to be one big bath, sunken, but that they'd covered that over. But I don't remember them bathing in that. But in the single baths, yes, I remember them bathing. I used to take them down from the laundry, then fetch them an hour or two later to pack the laundry to work.
Nurse training started in the hospital in about 1948 under the GNC, the General Nursing Council, and that was to train for the RMN. Before that, it was the RMPA, and the staff then, I think, did about a 2-year training, and they had to go for lectures in their own time, so I'm told.
Anatomy and physiology, and the definition of insanity, and all about epilepsy, and hygiene, and all kinds of things.
So is it a lot to do with physical care rather than mental illness?
Oh no, there were things about various mental illnesses as well.
Yeah.
But of course there weren't a lot of things in those days. As you know, schizophrenia was called dementia precox, and depression, melancholia, agitated melancholia, things like that.
Nurse training ceased at the hospital in about 1992, and the last group that trained at the hospital organised a reunion of all those people that had been trained here.
All of you here that maybe you haven't been here for many years, I think it was an excellent idea that they had to have a reunion to celebrate the drawing together and probably the closure of an era in the life of psychiatry in North Wales. And I congratulate those people who newly qualified from the last finalist on having such a brilliant idea. Now, this reunion is to commemorate, I think, the end of an era in many ways. But I don't think it's a sad end of an era, because it's the beginning of a new evolution towards better care for the mentally ill. But it brings together, doesn't it, the end of 150 years of service, and possibly education from somewhere around them.
You remember the patient's balls? Well, the stuff they used to have in, it used to be 1B where they used to do the catering. And there used to be massive barrels of beer. Trays upon trays of the bed trays on racks, and trays of food and that. The patients, they used to love it, you know.
The patient's ball was the occasion of their year, where the catering department pulled all the stops out, made food, all the wards, the seamstress and everybody, the hairdresser, everybody was full out all week making everything ready.
Put makeup on them, take them to the hall, to the dance, and they had a thoroughly good time. And they go down to Female Aid for a beautiful meal, really lovely. And we had to wash up, you know. We had to do all the washing up. There was a rota.
Other hospitals, satellite hospitals at Pool Park and Gasangharad and places, they bust their patients in here to take part. The place was heaving at the seams, and when they all appeared, it really was a sight to behold. 8 abreast march from the top end of the hall by the stage, out through the doors, down the corridors, back in through the other doors, right through across the hall again and back in, and you'd be marching on the spot until the others ahead of you had gone on the circuit. So you were going round in this circle, and the band were blowing fit to burst, really. You know, the sweat was pouring off some of the heads, especially the older vocalists, like Dave Lloyd-Jones and people like that.
The first orchestra probably was formed in 1870, to our knowledge, and continued probably as an orchestra until the Second World War, where it evolved into a brass band. And when I joined in the 60s, they had a brass band.
Every Wednesday was a patient's dance from 5 till 6 Thursday. Occasionally we'd have a wish driving dance. That meant all respective wards would send their patients to the main hall round about 2 to 3 to have a game of whist, you see. And while they're there, they'd also have a bit of tea before 5 o'clock, be ready for the dance. The tables were laid out and they'd have their little cup of tea or whatever going on. And after that, the dance, they'd go back to the hall, come back, start at 5 for the dance until 6:30.
Dance on a Wednesday night, if I remember rightly, where the male patients came in through one door and female patients came in through another door, and when the dance was over they separated again every time.
We used to hold it on the tennis court green. That's just opposite Female 1, isn't it? And they used to have a little stand and we'd play there, and the patient, they weren't very successful. They used to enjoy the patient and the poorest enjoyed it. A lot used to turn out for that, you see. And after that, there'd be we used to turn in about 6:30 for that tea. Only in the summer months when the weather was quite reasonably warm, you know. They'd all be dolled up for that, going out on the tennis courts, you see. And some of the patients took a lot of pride in themselves when they were going out going to a dance night on the hall, you see, and on the tennis court green. And even the nurses were good with them, to the female nurses, you know. Used to they used to join in, of course, didn't they?
Tom Brumbo, as he was known, Tom Jones. Tom had retired, he was a retired charge nurse. And then Les Hayward, who played the cornet, and Jack Rithin. Jack also played every quarter in the assizes in Rithin. There was 2 of them who were played in the opening ceremony when the judge arrived.
Sam Jones still on tenor horn. I moved from tenor horn to the double bass when we had the new ones, and that's when the double bass for the whole time I was there. Then the other section, the bass, and Cuddy Roberts was there, and David Oliver Williams was on the phone for a short period. He was interchangeable, he's going to phone into an interchangeable, you see. So, then out on the double B.
And then there was Dick Williams, who played the trombone, and he was also the conductor, the band leader, and the organiser.
On November the 11th, we were often out to go and play by the cenotaph. And our band would also have its Cardiff played the last post and Rivali, which we did. And the crowd would join in abide with me and all the rest of it. That's just one function. Another would be the Mayor's Day. We'll start on town, waiting for the Mayor and his dignitary to come down to the town hall, follow behind us, down to St Mary's Church, right along High Street, down to Mary's Church. And we go one side for the procession to carry on through into the church. We'd start a carnival now, from by the nursery home from the top of the hill, and the mental bar would be leading. And then after Harrelpool Park was very good for decorated these floats and that, you know. And we used to march down at a very slow pace below the picture, and we used to go past the main entrance onto Bryn Hyfryd Field.